I really want to talk about Jonathan Majors, but it's so crazy all the stuff, the news. I blame New York. I blame everyone in New York. Zach, it's you guys.
Whoa. That's why when I asked to be on the stream, you're like, "Oh yeah," because you should.
This is a big setup.
I was like, what? NYPD, come on, man. What's going on?
We don't bangs with the NYPD, and we live here. What are you talking about?
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, but one thing, like me and Brian, like off stream, we're like, oh, let's not talk about the Majors things until it's more settled. And then it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We're like, all right, we need to figure something out, because it is something I think because we've all talked about it offline and stuff like that. And
I have major opinions on stuff.
Yeah. So I would definitely be down.
I got my Black Panther t-shirt on, so in case you forgot about my other opinions that I have on stuff. So
oh boy.
There you go.
We cast the jump. Well, let's keep going.
But yeah, I think we're gonna get into the major stuff probably sooner than later. Probably real soon.
Hey, I'm ready.
But,
I stay ready.
Yeah.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Yeah. I know. Well, like Chill, go check out Chill. Especially he's always on top of all the news. So check out Chill Monger if you're like Jonathan Majors kind of stuff going on.
It's so funny because I saw all these other people jumping on it, and I keep on saying, like, man, Chill's been on this. He said this 2 weeks ago, bro. Like he went through all this video 2 weeks ago. So I don't know why you guys just jumping on this. Everything Always and email reviews, and everyone else is jumping on it now. But Chill's been doing it for months. As soon as it came out, he's been talking about it. So I mean, shout out to Chill. That was real good.
Yeah, sure. They're doing Majors wrong. The wrong is, or the dirty. That's an understatement.
This is what happens to some people.
Zach, what happened? What happened was it Chelsea?
I don't know.
I don't know. No, yeah. What? I don't know. At this point, he can't be proven guilty with the evidence. Yeah.
Oh, there's no doubt. Obviously, they're looking for something. That's why they haven't dropped charges. But I wouldn't be surprised if charges get dropped before the court date, just because they, unless they have a smoking gun.
Yeah. You gonna say something, Brandon?
No, just I agree. Just kind of waiting it out, like just like Chill said. I don't think at this point he can be proven guilty with the evidence that's progressively coming to light. But just at the same time, just kind of waiting it out until everything's all said and done.
What's scaring me is when I look at the charges and what they're doing with the charges. They're progressively lowering what they're saying that would happen, and now they're saying like the threat of something happening. It's real hard to like say I never threatened to say something. You know what I'm saying? Like they're lowering the charges so much. So like I checked out email reviews. He was talking about each charge and how it breaks down, and how they're no longer even saying he physically contacted her. Like that's crazy. That he didn't really physically do anything. Now we're going to say that he attempted or he thought about, like, that's the charge. They're lowering it more and more and more.
Yeah, kind of
charging people for thoughts now.
It's like it's crazy.
Exactly.
It's like he looked threatening. How does that look? How does that work? Yeah. When you start breaking down the charges, it's getting real tough. Like what are you looking for?
Yeah. Well, I think that Rolling Stone article that came out, because I saw it, I forgot who I watched first. And then I went and I read the article, and I'm like, oh, so if any of the article is true, he's just an asshole, which is not illegal, because I know a lot of assholes. Worked with many of them before, and
I don't know what you're talking about.
Jail.
Growing up, I was not always the nicest guy to every woman that I ever dated. Like I've never done anything wrong. I've done something wrong before, not like physically, but I've done stuff like said, oh yeah, I did not. I wasn't going out this night, and I went out. Like I did something like, or I've ignored phone calls. I've just broken up with someone for not giving reasons. But everyone has done that before. So it's like, why are you trying to pull that stuff out? It's grasping at straws, and it's crazy, man.
Yeah. Like everything, a lot of it was like just unproven. All of it was unproven, obviously.
And no one put their name on it. And no one will put your name on it?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Well, the one person that put their name on it was one of his ex-girlfriends saying, "Oh no, he's a nice guy." It was like, you know. So yeah, the whole article, but it seemed like it was more just like, "Oh, he's an asshole. He's always been an asshole." But that's not illegal. To be an asshole is not illegal. I mean, you know, it's like you could be an asshole and not hit anybody and
still run the country all the time, and they do way worse than Jonathan Majors.
You know, but you know what it is, but it is being intimidated, it's being big, it's being whatever, you know, being black sometimes it's just a thing, you know.
Sometimes
I worry about every single time I do anything, I worry about that. Because as I said, I'm 6'5", I'm 270 pounds. I'm a big dude. I'm a, you know, I look even bigger like when I'm next to someone else. So like I know first thing I'm gonna think like, oh, he's the problem. So and that the fact is I have to deal with that. And I've had that conversation with my father when I was very young. And I don't think people even realize that black men have those conversations with their other younger black men as they're growing up, because that is the way you are seen in a threatening manner. Yeah. And it's weird when you see charges there are talking about just someone being threatening. Because you see me as a certain image, I'm threatening to you? That's crazy.
And they were like, "Oh no, this guy gotta go." Like that. That's their mindset. He's a big dude. He kind of looks scary looking. He looks like a villain. Even though he's probably a very nice guy. And the public court of opinion, I think someone said that in the chat. Yeah. For some reason, I don't know where this festering came from. But when this came out, like a lot of people was on it, like F Jonathan Majors, and I didn't know that was the feeling. Because I thought we were on him like, yeah, this is the guy. He's Kang. He's in Creed. Devotion. Last Black Man in San Francisco. Like this guy can go. And
Lovecraft Country, like
the cowboy movie was really good too.
The Harder They Fall.
Oh yeah,
great movies. And he was doing
in my head. I'm like, oh, we're behind him, but no.
Yeah, people were so quick to go turncoat without any real evidence coming to light.
And a lot of times you can tell when the community is gonna not like a certain person, but I did not see that for Jonathan Majors at all. It just felt like it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what's really funny to me about Jonathan Majors? He's not even that big.
Yeah.
If Jonathan Majors is big, I mean, Brandon, you better watch out, bro. It's like literally, he's only like 5'11", 170 pounds.
Yeah.
Like I was that at 12.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, that's not even that big. But, you know, because he's black and he looks husky and looks like a certain way.
But also, I got to say, though, like me, who was a short, light-skinned, non-intimidating person, people have said, like, you look upset. Like, just, like, I've gotten to fix your face. And I was like, are you stupid? And then, like, oh, you're trying to drag that out of me. Like, I'm code switching and I'm being light-skinned Zach right now. And you're trying to get the other side of me, the Jamaican side of me come out. What are you doing? So like a lot of times that too is just like people just be playing around with people, and I think that's what's happening to Jonathan Majors. They're playing around with him, but they're playing around with big money. It's not cool.
Yeah. So
I've had that in the past too. I was walking out of a grocery store and some girl goes, "Why you look so mean?" I'm like, "Do I know you?"
Yeah. I'm out here thinking about Power Rangers. I'm not thinking about you. What the hell are you talking about?
I was thinking about how they did Tommy dirty, man. What you talking about, bro?
Yeah. Well, that's why I look upset.
Yeah. You're gonna make me upset.
It's funny. I have these businesses, right? So I own Culver's, whatever. I run all these stores, and there's actually times when people don't want to talk to me because they think I'm mean. Why? Because I'm a tall, dark-skinned guy with dreads. I'm pretty nice. I try to stay very nice because I know that's the opinion, but people just see me and they think the worst.
I can't imagine you at work with your like polo, your little paper Culver's hat. I know because I was like that is the least intimidating.
And my khakis, man.
And your khakis.
Run away! He's
he's tall. Like, sir, do you see the hat on his head? Though?
Yeah, right.
What's going on?
Brian's chasing him down. I'm trying to give you your change.
Keep it.
Nah, but yeah, I mean, it is a thing, man.
Yeah.
Like for me, like I said, I grew up all around more Hispanic people, so like that was kind of like the thing with me growing up was like one, either like I would be considered Hispanic, so therefore like because I'm with all the other like like Puerto Ricans and stuff, so like, oh hey, what are you doing over here, or as I got older, it's like, hey, you're the only white guy around these Hispanics. Like, what you buying? What you selling? I was like, what? I was like, I'm in basketball shorts, motherfucker. Like, we're all sweaty. What are you talking? So like, I that's obviously it's not the same as what like you guys go through, but it is just like a minority thing, and you see that stuff, it's like you fit a description that they want. You know what I mean? Yeah. Especially with Jonathan Majors is like, I think what like Zach was said, they were trying to pull it out a little bit of him. It was like. Literally telling the girl, I don't even know what her name is, telling her like, oh, that's what he did, right? And she's like, no, but that's what he did, right? It was like
times no. Like this.
Yeah.
You go,
and I can't imagine Jonathan Majors sitting there and was like, she said no, and like the 10th time she said no 10 times, and finally the 19th time she said yes. You're like, oh,
his head is like, and his head is just like, you know what? I'm gonna just do it now.
She literally was like, I don't know. Why? Because she probably had a concussion because she was so drunk. She fell in the closet, passed out, just threw up on someone's bed. It's craziness, man. It's nuts.
That's what it doesn't. Like, I don't know. It's like it always remind me of what was that? The American girl that got in trouble for accused of killing her roommate in Italy. And there's I can't remember her name. It was a big case. It was big. They made a fucking movie with Matt Damon with it. But the cop, the head detective over there thought he was fucking Sherlock Holmes. And it's like, she did it. I legit, there's a documentary on it. It was on Netflix. And like, he thought he was like the greatest detective. It's like, she did it and this is why. And all the evidence points otherwise. But he was so determined on
there's like actual video of her, somewhere else at the exact time when it was getting happening. I don't care. Somehow she was in both places.
Yeah.
That's her twin.
F physics.
Yeah. So it's, but,
all right, bro.
Yeah, I know that Matt Damon movie.
Teleportation abilities or something.
Yeah. I don't know, 19 times. Yeah. I mean, if you're sitting there and somebody's saying like that's what he did, and you're saying no, and I'm sitting there like she said no. Then no, like what like, and it's not only to like, get the yes out of her, but it's also to get you aggravated, because if he's there listening to it, is like,
but if you're gonna win intimidating, you do anything intimidating, you lost.
Yeah,
and you have to be able to keep your cool, and you can't even walk away. You have to be there because then you walked away from seeing a crime, so you have to sit there and deal with it and deal with all the stuff that's going on. It's crazy.
I hope he sues them. I hope he does.
Yeah.
I think. Well, I know he arrested her, but she's like out of the country or some shit, right?
Yeah, because she's on the lam. Like, it's just
he lost roles because of this crap. Like,
he lost. Yeah, the company that left that dropped him, that media company. How do you? Your job is to make sure that I'm good. Before hearing my story, you drop me. Like
the PR company.
The PR company. Like what? Well, how?
How does Disney, the family-friendly company, stand behind him better than them? If I'm anybody, I'm like, I'm not going to you. Are you stupid?
Ever?
He was innocent. What happened if I'm actually guilty? You not protecting me? What the hell?
So the Dennis Rodman movie, yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Well, you were gonna say something. You were gonna say something, Brandon, right?
No, I was gonna say I hope he beats these charges and put after that happens. Put out the name of the PR company that dropped him.
Yeah,
it's almost like
help them lose some business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's almost like, do you really want to pursue it? It's crazy. Like, it's like, how far do you want to take it, or do you just want to be happy with what you got and go on to being a superstar? Or do you say, no, these guys are doing this and I'm going to try to put the spotlight on them. But then, how far do you pursue those things without just taking your loss, taking what you got and go? Do you just sue them and just be done? Do you just take what you have and become the superstar, or do you try to fight them?
Look at Johnny Depp. I feel like even though he kind of won in the end, it was just too much. It went on for so long.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was fully worth it, because so much came out about him as well in the process of him defaming her, and I don't know if Jonathan Majors wants to. I think he just wants to get this over with. Just like I'm in a Marvel movie. I have an Oscar maybe movie coming out later in the year.
Dude, he wakes up every morning. He's like, "You good, Megan? I'm good."
Yeah.
So some things are just like, how far do you really want to take it? Yeah. Do I really want to be that guy, or do I just want to, continue on doing what I was doing?
Yeah,
it's hard. It's a hard question that it's not for anyone else to answer but the person in that situation.
Yeah. And it's so crazy how the court of public opinion, kind of goes after one thing. Majors, I think because he's so big and he's becoming the big superstar, that he was on the road to be. But then you look at like the father from Miss Marvel, the shit he got accused of, which is way worse.
Yeah,
way worse. And he's in the next movie. He's in the next Marvel movie coming out.
I didn't even know he got accused for anything.
With kids, I believe.
Yes.
Oh, no.
You need to just go ahead and check it up yourself. We're not going to. I want to be a news thing, but you should check that out.
Yeah. Again, it's accusations, but there's still a lot of but you figure that out on your own. But he's got accused of stuff. Tenoch, Namor.
Yeah.
Recently, kind of came out. That's a little bit different
and stuff like that. Also,
yeah. So
it's funny. So as soon as any accusation comes out, all these other people start. He cursed me out one time, like bro, really?
Then all those stories like, hey, he walked out of the convenience store and he looked angry. It was like, I was like, then all that shit starts coming out. So.
It's so crazy, man.
Yeah. So I wouldn't mind doing a whole show on not just Majors. Majors I think would be the main focal point, but just like a lot of the other ones and how some of them sometimes it just goes under the rug like they do from Miss Marvel,
or
and other times the Flash,
and they allow things to come up and but when something like this happens, everything stops. Everything has to stop. But then there's some things that people just, they allow to just keep on going and not say anything about. And it's crazy. And no one wants to talk about the hypocrisy.
Yeah.
No one wants to talk about it.
They pick and choose. Mm-hmm. They pick and choose who they want to, I was going to say hang, but I don't know if this might be a good term, cancel, I guess. They pick and choose who they want to cancel, and that's weird. It's weird. Just kept the last 15. I think that's what we're gonna do, but I wouldn't mind getting like a panel together. Definitely get Chill, Anzo on there, some other people and stuff like that. Because I know Chill had a stream. I think one of his Saturday streams was Jonathan Majors. I believe this last week. Yeah, I think was all Jonathan Majors.
And you see the things, and there's so much actual, evidence to what's been happening. And no one wants to talk about it. Everyone wants to kind of sweep it under the rug. But sometimes you need to talk about the hypocrisy and talk about the things that you deal with on a daily basis. Because, there's other people that are dealing with the same stuff.
Yeah.
I know this a little bit. I know we kind of went off, deep in, but this stuff. It's been stuff that I've been thinking about for a while because it's maddening, and it's every single day. This is not like a new thing. This is not new for anyone, because all of us have experienced something like this at some point in time. No, why am I being, pointed out when it's nothing like this? But, you are who you are, who you look, and that's what, the people that in control, the people at large, or whatever, that want you to see it, that want you to seem like you are, and that's what prejudice is to prejudge someone without knowing them. And not everyone is good, and not everyone is bad, and no one is exactly what you think they are.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to end that conversation. But it's not the last time we're going to talk about it for sure. But yeah, for now, I think that's good. When we get more news and stuff like that, or we'll dedicate a whole show, or at least a larger section to just stuff like that. I feel like going from that to Indiana Jones is a rough transition.
Rough, right?
Hey, whatever. What's we doing?
How about that old white man? He fought Nazis.
He did fight Nazis. Hey, it did work
multiple times.
Multiple times. Yeah.
Or was it really only once? Because it.
Yeah. All right, yeah, let's get into that, but yeah, we're definitely gonna come back to this Jonathan Majors topic and stuff like that later, for sure. I think we were done waiting, because we were like, oh, let's wait, and then it didn't go away as quick as we thought it was gonna go. We were like, oh, okay.
I thought it was gonna be. I was reading stuff. I was like, man, that means June 13th. They must be dropping these charges, and they just dropped some of the charges. It's like, well, we can almost still figure this stuff out. Like, bro, what are you trying to do? He's like, he's on a witch hunt. Come on, man.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I would definitely appreciate people like Chill and a bunch of other like was it Always Everything, whatever,
Everything always. Yeah,
he started doing a lot
of stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, you guys are keeping the word out there that, like, this stuff is kind of BS.
Mm-hmm.
So